Now students, here we are going to discuss the exceptional cases, right? And we have to keep this thing in mind. The note is that the half filled and the completely filled electronic configuration, right, is the most stable one, right? Now we'll just see that where we are going to apply it, and we will also discuss that why is it so, right? Now let us first see the application where we are going to apply it, right? So first is for the chromium, Z equals to 24. Now students, just write down the configuration, electronic configuration of chromium, right? Now if we follow the Aufbau's rule, right, so accordingly what is going to be the configuration here, that is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, this is 4s2 and 3d4. I think you must have written along with me. It is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. Still here we have got the 18, right? And this is 19, 20 and this is 24. So this is the configuration, right? But this one is we have to just change it up, right? And the sequence will remain as it is till here, right? Now when the outermost shell, this fourth shell has been introduced, n equals to 4 here. So here the difference is going to lie down. Now the we can say the correct one, right? This one is though it is true in accordance to the Aufbau rule, right? But the correct one which you are going to write down, right, which follows this rule, that a half filled and completely filled configuration are the most stable configuration, and how we are going to do this thing will remain the same, right? The starting part is the same, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. Till here it is same, right? Now here you can see that 4s, it is having 2 electrons, right? It is a stable configuration. 3D has got 4 electrons. Now how many electron it is having less to attain the stable configuration? Now stable configuration, which one? The half filled. Completely filled will require more number of electron, whereas the half filled is going to require the less number of electron. Yes, it is requiring only 1 electron. So from the 4s, 1 electron will jump to the 3D subshell, right, and it will have this configuration. So this one, which is 4s1 and 3d5, this one is the correct configuration for the chromium, right? So it is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s1, 3d5. So just by getting 1 electron jump from 4s subshell to 3d1, right, it is getting the half-filled configuration, which is the stable configuration, and S is again getting the half-filled configuration here, right? So this is for the chromium, the correct configuration. Now in the same way, you can write for the copper, that is Z equal to 29. The atomic number of Z is 29. So let's begin. Just write down first the one which is according to the rule, that is 1. According to the Aufbau's rule is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. This is following the Aufbau rule also, right? And the Hund rules as well as the Pauli exclusion principle. 3s2, 3p6, it will be 4s2, and then it will be 3d9. Again, we have to stop here. We are going to write down the correct one here. Again, you will see here, this is 4. Till here it will remaining the same, right? From 4s. 4s has got a completely filled orbital. S subshell is completely filled up. 3d is having 1 electron less to get the stable configuration, right? So how many electrons can D subshell accommodate? It can accommodate maximum of 10 electrons. That is a completely filled configuration of it, right? So from here 4s, 1 electron will be just jumping to the 3d to become 3d10, right? And this configuration will attain the maximum stability. It is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s1 and 3d10. Right, this is the correct configuration. Right, so whenever you are writing the configuration, and you can see that the subsequent, right, just nearby configuration, they are differentiating or lacking the stable configuration just by one electron, not more than one electron, okay, just one electron. So you can get the electron jumped to the one which is of the little higher energy, right, so that it attains the configuration. The jumping of electron will be of 1 and it will lead to the stability of it, either to the half filled configuration or to the completely filled configuration. Yes, students. So just students try to practice to write down the electronic configuration, right? The more you will practice, the more you are going to remember the sequence, and you will be able to do the electronic configuration. And it is required not only in this chapter, but it will be required in the next chapter, the classification also, as well as in a long run also. When we study the inorganic chemistry, there also electronic configuration play a very important role. Right, students? So just practice more and more electronic configuration and follow the principles and the rules which I told just now. Students, now we will do the electronic configuration of the ions, right? So you know that how are the ions formed from an atom? By the gain or loss of the electron. So whenever an atom loses an electron, right, it will form a positively charged ion which is known as the cation, right? And when an atom gains an electron, right, it forms an ion which bears a negative charge, right? The magnitude of charges on the ion will depend upon the number of the electron which it has lost or which it has gained, right? Now this we have to consider that how many electron it is going to lose or it is going to gain to form an ion, right? So let's begin it. So let us take an example first from the simple one, that sodium, right? Now what is the atomic number of sodium? Which is what is the atomic number of sodium? It is going to be 11. Sorry students, it is 11 here, right? So you will just write down, it is getting 1s2, 2s2, then it is 2p6, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. So how many electrons have been included here? It is 6 plus 2, 8, 9, 10. So we are getting here 3s1. Right. Now if we have to write down the configuration of sodium ion. So student, here you can see that the sodium ion is getting the magnitude of plus charge. That means it has lost the electron. Right. And how many electron it has lost? It has lost one electron. So it has got the charge of 1 or magnitude of unit charge plus 1. Unit charge means here the charge magnitude is 1, right? Anything. So that means we have to get the electronic configuration written by removing the one electron from the outermost shell. So which is the outermost shell which has been filled at the last? It is 3s. So here the configuration of the sodium ion will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Right? If you want, you can write here 3s also, but there you will put 0. So better not to write. It is a 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Right, student? In the same way, this is the formation of the cation. Right? So this is the cation. So how is the cation formed? It is formed by the loss of the electron, and you should be knowing this one, because if it is bearing the positive charge form, we have to lose the electron, right? And electron will be removed from the outermost shell, right? The one which is outermost shell. Now here the next one, let us take an example of here iron, right? So the atomic number of iron is 26, right? So when you are writing here, it will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, right? And it will be 4s2, 3d6. Now students, look over here, right? I have written it in this way, right? Either I could written it in condensed form. Again, I'm saying condensed form of the electronic configuration. Here I will see that where I'm getting the noble gas form, right? It is 1s2 helium, 2 electrons. 2s2 2p6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's neon. 3s2 3p6 argon. So instead of 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s2 3p6, I can write here, which can be written in here in this way, argon, that is 18. So you can write here it is 4s2 3d6. Student, I have written it in the form in which it is filled in the energy level diagram, right? So now, right, when we are going to remove the electron, right, first you will see that which charge are we getting. This was of the neutral atom. Iron here is a neutral atom. So we are getting here now Fe2 positive, 2 unit of positive charge. That means 2 unit of positive charge, that's a positive charge, that is loss of electrons. Second, how many electrons are being lost? 2 electrons. So when the electrons are being lost, they will always be removed from the outermost shell. So students, we are getting here 4s2 and 3d6. So tell me which one is the outermost shell? This is not the outermost shell, this is the energy. We are written it in the energy level diagram format. Okay, so we have to get it outermost shell. The outermost shell is the n equals to 4 here. So the electron will be removed from the outermost shell. That is 4s. Right? It will become 4s0. So what is going to the configuration here? It will be argon. It will be 3d6. Or you can write it as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. And since the electron will be removed from 4s2, so you will have 4 is 0. If you want, you can write it or you can skip also, and we will write down 3d6. So students, this is for the positively charged ion, right? So in the same way, you can write for the Cr3 positive also, right? So just try to write down the electronic configuration for the chromium ion. So for it again, I am writing it in a condensed form as argon, right? It is how much? Chromium is how much? 3d5, 4s1. This is for which one? This is for the neutral atom, right? That is when the chromium bears no charge. But when it is 3 electrons are being removed, so it will be 4s1 at the first starting, which electron will be removed. So 1 electron from 4s and 2 electrons from 3d. So it will become how much? 2 plus 1, 3. So here it will be 3d3. So this is going to be the electronic configuration of Cr3 positive ion. So student, you will practice for the positively charged ion, right? Now, and you have to keep in mind that whenever the electrons are removed, it will be always removed from the outermost shell. Now students, we will do for the negatively charged ion, right? So I think hope so you have noted down. Okay, now for the negative ion. Let us take an example here where a negative charge ion is getting formed. So let us take an example of fluorine here, non-metal. You know the atomic number of fluorine is how much? 9, right? So you can write down the configuration. You will write it at 1s2, 2s2, 2p how much? 4, right? So if I write here 6, my student here, if I write here 5, so 6, 7, 8, 9, right? And here in the condensed form, how I can write down? It's 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. So 1s2 is the helium configuration. So instead of 1s2, I will write down He and it will become 2s2, 2p5, right? 2s2, 2p5. Now students, when I have to write down the configuration of F negative, right? It is an anion which has been formed. So here it is the acceptance of electron, right? So whenever an electron adds in an atom, how it is added? It follows the Pareto principle, right? So that means the electron is added according to the energy level diagram. So here the configuration for the fluoride ion F negative will be 2s2, 2p6, right? This is the configuration for fluoride ion, right? Now students, just try to do for the S2 negative, that is the sulfide ion, where we know that sulfur has got the atomic number 16, right? So just try to do for the sulfide ion. Now we know that the atomic number of sulfur is 16 here, right? So student, don't get it in this way 16 plus 2 18, and then you are filling up the configuration, right? You will just first write down the configuration for the sulfur. It is how much? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. Here I will make a halt, right? Because here we're getting 6 plus 2, 8, 9, 10. This 12 here, right? 3 is 2, 3p. If it is 4, right, students? So how much we are getting here? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plus 4, 16. This is the configuration for sulfur, right? Now the 2 electrons are to be added up. So this is was for the sulfur. Now when we are writing it for sulfide ion, it will become 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. Now how many electrons have been added here? 2 electrons. So 4, it was already 5 and 6. So this is going to be the electronic configuration for the sulfide ion. So what I am saying here, that whenever we have to write down the electronic configuration of ion, it should be clear that whether we are getting a positive charge form or the negative charge. When a positive charge will be formed, we have to remove the electron, and electron will be always removed from the outermost shell, right? And when a negative ion is formed, it is formed by the addition of electron, right? And it is going to follow the Bohr principle. It is going to follow the energy level diagram, and the same way it is going to be added, right, students? So just practice electronic configuration. It is going to play a very important role in the study of the elements, right? Good morning, students. We are going to continue with the last topic, that is the electronic configuration of the atom. We have discussed that how we are going to write down the electronic configuration of an element, right? And now we will discuss that why do we have extra stability of half-filled and completely filled electronic configuration. This is our next topic, right? So we have gone through the special cases of chromium and copper, and there we saw that to get the stability or stable configuration, we got the excitation of one electron, right, from 4s subshell to 3d, so that the 3d gets the stable configuration, that is of half filled in case of chromium and completely filled configuration in case of copper. And we said that it is a stable configuration. Now today we are going to discuss that why is it so, right? What is the cause of it? So students, we have got two causes of it. First is a symmetrical distribution, and second one is the stability due to the exchange energy. Now the first one, that is symmetrical distribution, right? So the first cause of extra stability of half filled or completely filled electronic configuration is symmetrical distribution, right? So the half filled. Now let us consider that in case of chromium, right, we had got, so chromium, right? I'm just writing here the outermost electronic configuration, right? Outermost shell electronic configuration. So we have got argon. This is a condensed form of writing the electronic configuration. Student, if you want, you can write down the complete. It is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. Right. So argon has got the atomic number 18. So till 18 we have just enclosed. Right. So then we had got about 4s, 2, 3d4. Now student, this was the incorrect one. Right. How we can explain here that we have got 3d, this is 3d here, and this is 4s. It has got 2 electrons, right? And this has got 1, 2, 3 and 4. Right. This is you can see that it is appearing less symmetrical, right? And when we get the correct one, right, which is the accepted one, so we are writing it as argon 4s1 3d5. So when we are drawing it, it will be in this way. So it is this. This is 3d and this is 4s subshell. So here we have got one electron and the other electron which was from 4s, it has jumps to 3d. As a result, what has been here, that here the 3d subshell has got one electron in each of its orbital. So it is more symmetrical. Right, student? So if the electronic configuration, right, is having the half-filled configuration, now from this example it is clear that with respect to the earlier one, it is more symmetrical. So if it is more symmetrical, so it will be more stable. Right. So we have given the example here where the half-filled configuration is the stable configuration, which is because of its more symmetrical nature. Right. Now let us take an example where we take the case of copper here now. Right. So we are writing here copper now. This is copper. Right. So copper, what is the atomic number of it is 29. So it is 4 argon 18 plus 4s2 3d 9, right? So it is 4s2 3d 9 means 5 6 7 8 9. Student, can you tell me that which rule I have followed here? Okay, again I am doing this. Which rule is being followed here? Right? So to get the 9 electrons in 3d subshell, what I did, I get the d subshell filled singly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I begin up the pairing 6, 7, 8, and 9. So students, can you tell which rule it is? Yes, it is Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. So here you can see that it's getting 3d9. So it is less symmetrical. Now the correct electronic configuration is when you are getting here 4s1 3d9. So in that case, one electron from 4s subshell will jump to 3d subshell, and now it is getting 9. It was from the starting, but when it is getting one electron from 4s subshell, it is getting 10, right? So here it will be 4s1 3d10. So if you see the d subshell here, what you are finding here, that is getting more symmetrical, 2 electron in each orbital of the d subshell, which leads to the greater stability, right? So one of the cause for the stability of half filled and completely filled electronic configuration is the symmetrical distribution of the electron in the subshell, right? Now let's come, hope so you have noted down I understood also, right? So again I am telling this is the condensed form of writing the electronic configuration. It is not mandatory that you have to write it in this way. You can simply write also 1s to 2s to 2p6, 3s to 3p6. Still here we are getting 18. So argon atomic number is 18, right? Okay, now next we are going to discuss about the second factor, that is the exchange energy, the stability due to the exchange energy. Now, second is stability due to exchange energy, right? So we will begin with first with a half-filled configuration, right? So let us first take an example for the half-filled configuration. So students, here I have taken 3d4, right? So it is 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? This is the 3d4 configuration. 4s2 is also there, right? This is there. Now the electrons in the d subshell, they can exchange their position with respect to one another. Let this be electron 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So we will show it in this way, right? 1 and 2, then 1 with 3, 1 with 4. That means this one first electron can exchange its position with second one. So second one can exchange position with first one. Similarly, 1 with 3, so 3 with 1 and 1 with 4, right? Or 4 with 1. How many exchanges are possible? This is 1, this is 2 and 3, right? This is there. Now student, if we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now just find out, this is 3D. Okay, first electron, second, third, fourth and fifth. This is 3D subshell having 5 electrons. This is 4s1. So how many possibilities? 1 with 2, 1 with 3, 1 with 4 and 1 with 5. Students, how many possibilities are there? 1 with 2, then 1 with 3, 1 with 4 and 1 with 5. So total how many? This is first, second, third and fourth. So here total we can have 4 exchanges. Right students? So 4 exchanges means this will be involving certain energy, right? And it will be liberated out. So greater the energy which has been liberated out, so more is going to be the stability, right? So we can say that the exchanges which are being made, right, causes the release of the energy, which leads to a stabilization of the atomic orbitals, right? Right, and that leads to the stability of the, we can say, given configuration. So from here it is clear that for the half-filled configuration we are having more exchanges and hence greater will be the stability, right? So just get it noted down and then we will take the case of the completely filled configuration. Students, before we will do about the completely filled configuration, right? So let's have a slight correction, or we are just going to here find out that how many exchanges for each electron it will be possible. So we found that the first electron, right? If we just see here, students, please mark it down. For the first electron, right? So for the first electron, how many exchanges are there? 1 with 2, 1 with 3, 1 with 4. That means how many? We are getting 3 exchanges, right? Then for the second electron, that is this one. How many exchanges are possible? Right? That will be 2 with 3, 2 with 4. Right? Student, please here note it down very carefully that what I want to say here, to just calculate it, how many exchanges are possible. So first electron it was 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4. So how many exchanges it is? 3. Now for the second electron, right? So we will do it in this way. Second to 3, second to 4. So how many? Second to 3, second to 4. It is getting 2, right? And now for the third electron. So for finding out for the third electron, it will be in this way, third to fourth. then here is no electron. So it is getting how many exchange? 1. And for the fourth electron, right? This fourth electron doesn't have any other electron in front of it, so it can exchange the position. It has already exchanged its position with third, second, and 1, and it is being counted for the first electron, second, and third. So here we are not having any exchanges, right? So in total, how many exchanges are there? It is 3 plus 2 plus 1, that is coming 5 exchange positions are there in total, right? So similarly we will do here also. So for the first electron, right? So we will write for the first electron first, right? How many exchanges are there? First with second, first with third, first with fourth, and first with fifth. Students, how many exchanges are we getting for the first electron? 1, 2, 3, and 4. In the same way for the second electron, student, how many exchanges will be possible for the second electron? It will be second with third, second with fourth, and second with fifth. Which is 1, 2, and 3. Now for the third electron, how many it is? This one, it will be from third to fourth, third to fifth, 2. Right? Now for the fourth electron, it will be how much, students? For the fourth electron, it will be 1. Right? Now in total, how many we are getting? 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. So 4 plus 3 is 7, 8, 9, and plus 1. 10 exchange positions are possible, right? So you will see that the now here, students, we have just calculated the exchange position for each electrons here. So in the first case, which is a incompletely filled, right, it is 5 exchange positions are there. Here where the half weight configuration we are getting, there we are getting 10 exchange positions. So greater, as I said just before, that greater the exchange positions are, right, more is going to be the energy which will be liberated out. So greater the stability, which is greater is the energy released, more is going to be the stability. And that is the reason that why we have got half filled configuration, the stable configuration. In the same way you can do for the completely filled configuration also, and there also you will, and here in that case you have to just get for each block the number of exchanges are going to be double, because in each block you will having then 2 electrons. So you will number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So for the first 5 exchanges you will be having in the same way. Then the second one, right, 6th electron, 7th electron, 8, 9, and 10. It will be repeated in the same way, right? So students, you have to do this, right? And then we will discuss the next, the electronic configuration of the ions.